So, disclaimer before we start this podcast episode, this episode is for educational purposes only. Enjoy, you're warned. For starters, I can understand the reasoning behind why teachers don't let students use the restroom. Hello there. Welcome back to another podcast episode that is hosted weekly by Blueberry, which is me. I'm the host. You're listening to the Hahablueberry's podcast episode. So welcome back to season 2, episode 1. I like to start off this season with a big bang. Only because I feel like this is a very controversial topic that every high schooler kind of relates to, and I feel like this needs to be addressed loud and clear on my podcast episode, which I don't have a big audience, but it doesn't really matter because I like to get my word out there anyways, because I think that it's really controversial with many students with like the opinions and like all the other like yes no answers. So let me just clear the room by saying this: in no shape or form do I agree with students or I disagree with students and I'm on one side or another. Like, I'm not on the teacher side or anything like that. I can just understand the teachers only because like I'm not a teacher's pet. Like, I'm not there to lurk around and snitch on people. But if I really need to use the bathroom and you are skipping class, like literally walking on the hallways, I will literally snitch on you and be like, hey, the student has been out for more than 20 minutes and I really need to use the bathroom. Only if it's really emergency. But other than that, I won't like snitch or anything like that. But that being said, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about this high school bathroom thing. So I just want to give a backstory of why I'm even talking about this. So a couple weeks ago, there was this teacher who would not let the student use the bathroom for like the oddest reason ever. I forgot what the reason was. And it got me thinking like, oh, wait, like, is it only this teacher or is it other teacher? And I started analyzing the way that teachers are talking to students when they're asking to use the bathroom, how they I just analyze a lot of the body language and, how they talk. And overall, I kind of got this like little sketch in my head that like, okay, well, some teachers are more lenient and more nicer and said, sure, why not? While other teachers are more like, ugh, no, like you can't go to the bathroom until like after I finish this thing, which I understand. Now, one of the biggest reasons I think that teachers don't want students to use the bathroom is only because, for example, if a teacher is talking about instructions, we don't want the students or the teacher doesn't want the students to use the bathroom because if they didn't hear the instructions and then the teacher's got to repeat it again, it's really annoying. And I can understand that because I wouldn't like repeating instructions anyways myself. I mean, it depends on the situation, but you know what I'm saying? Especially when it's simple instructions that like it's so quick. It's like the teachers can talk within less than 10 minutes if the classroom is silent and not talking to each other. But anyways, last year, my school had a lenient bathroom policy. Now, of course, I don't really know where the bathroom policy is at, but I do know a lot of the old stuff. So, of course, the main rule was like you couldn't bring your phone like into the hallways because like people will be using their phone to get out of class, you know what I'm saying? And teachers were trying to tell students like, hey, put your phone in the bag, but in reality, no, like not many students really listens to the teacher's like rule. Like nobody really cares and listened to it. And one of them was me. Now, if anybody from my school does listen to this podcast, I do not skip class. I am not one of those students. I have a perfect attendance score because I'm forced to go to school every single day, even if I'm really ill. Unless I'm over 100 degrees, then I won't be at school and I'll have an excuse note. Other than that, I'll be at school every single day. Just saying. But back then, when I was a freshman, I would use my phone only to check the time. This is before I have a watch now. I had a watch originally, but I took it off because it started getting annoying and I didn't like it. And I understand why I didn't like it because it is really annoying to me. But it is helpful in many ways now and I'm really thankful about it. But anyways, I would use my phone to check the time and then just put it away back in my pocket immediately and then use the restroom and quickly get out of it. Boom, boom, boom. Like do your business and then get out there immediately. Now, that was pretty much the basics of it. But this year, as a sophomore, they have updated the rule of bathroom usage in the bathrooms. And let me just start off with a lot of the bathroom rules. This is going to be a hectic and controversial list that I feel like everybody will definitely disagree with my school with. So the first bathroom rule is you cannot bring your phone out into the hallway anymore. I mean, the original one was you couldn't bring it anyways, but this time, if you are caught with a phone, if you take it out in the hallway or if you bring it to the bathroom, you will get a 4 to 8 day suspension, just in general. Now, that is very controversial. You may be thinking, like, why is that such a big suspension? Well, previously last year, I didn't even hear about this at all, but I guess teachers saw it. Last year, some boys were recording each other taking a urine, like they're peeing. Okay, I don't want to make it weird, but it's natural. Okay, some sort of like guy. I don't know what grade they were in because I don't have any information about this, but I heard it from because we were in like a what is it called? Like a meeting, kind of like a meeting with all the sophomores, and yeah, because the sophomores, there's over 500 something sophomores for the class of 2026. But anyways, they told us that one of the boys were recording another boy peeing, and I think that they tried to use it for blackmailing. I don't know what happened in that bathroom because I wasn't there. It was the teachers and staff who saw it, and that's also why we couldn't bring our phones. But another reason why is not only because of the boys, but the girls also had something to do with the phone rule. One of the things that happened in the girls' bathroom was girls were recording TikTok videos in the girls' bathroom. And when I heard that, I don't know what I was like expecting, but I just was laughing because I was like, okay. Because there are girls who do record videos inside their classrooms and like no judgment to them, but I just find that so funny that like that was also another rule. I can understand that because some people want privacy and it's just awkward when you like get out the stall and then you're in a TikTok video and you just don't want to be in one, because I've felt that way before. Because last year, some dude went up to me and was like, do you know any girls? And like, I did not know a single person in the school at that time. I was brand new and I got recorded on a TikTok video and they ran away. I don't know if they're still in our school anymore, but shout out to those people who did interview me. I'm not sure if they put me in or not, but yeah. But that's pretty much also like the basic rule of why we couldn't bring our phones in a bathroom anymore. But this year, we also got to use our ID to use the bathroom, which is so inconvenient. It's so annoying. I hate it a lot. And then there were some other rules with the bathroom policy. Like, the other rule was you couldn't be in the bathroom longer than 10 minutes. So we would sign in and then it will put our time. And when we sign out, it will also put our time. And if you pass more than 10 minutes, you get it written up with a lunch detention in there, 2 lunch detentions for quote unquote skipping class. Like, I'm sorry if I need to take a big fat dump, but I guess you should tell the teacher first, like, I need to take a dump. I mean, you can't show them proof by taking a picture of your poop. You know what I'm saying? But they just gotta hope and trust to believe you. I don't know. Now, that was pretty much like the bathroom rule, like with it. And it mostly involved like bathroom / cell phone rules, which, you know what? I'm not gonna complain because there are people who does really weird things using their cell phones. Like, I'm not talking about like all that other stuff. I'm talking about just like students recording like teachers or taking pictures of teachers. Like, there are people who are taking pictures of teachers, and I'm not going to name which class it is, but they know which class I'm talking about. And there's classes that does take pictures of students also, and I'm just like, and yes, I am one of those students who did get a picture taken, and I'm just really uncomfortable by it because I know who the students are. I just don't want to call them out and be really dramatic about it, but I really don't care at this point now because yeah. But there's also a lot of like school topic and dramas that I can't talk about online at the moment until I graduate, only because it is against my school policy to talk about anything school related. Because I will get like expelled. I don't even know. So when I graduate, I'm able to talk about these big topics. Maybe when I'm a sophomore in college, I don't know if I remember about it, but if I do, it's great. If I don't, I do apologize. I don't know if I maybe just pre-record it and then just put it as unlisted, so then I can just publish it anytime I want. I don't know. It really depends on the future me, how I want to do stuff. Because the dramas are pretty short, I can't really give that much detail because I don't really have physical, like, visual, like, I couldn't see it. Like, I heard about it, but yeah, pretty much I didn't know anything else. But yes, that's what I can understand about why, like, teachers don't want to let students use the bathroom. And I think that you know, it's pretty clear and common, and I can understand that completely. Like, I'm not going to blame the teachers or the students, but I'm just saying. But I think the overall conclusion is like, just don't skip class. Like, I understand it's difficult. It's like a bad habit, but also you just gotta understand that other people are waiting for you to use the restroom. Like, you're not the only one who's also like, I swear to God, there are these people who are literally coming into the class and then walking right out right out the class to use the bathroom and come back like 30 minutes later when the class is almost finished. And sometimes the teacher will say something about it. Other times the teacher just ignores and don't care. Now, there's this one specific class I was in on yesterday. On Friday, I got yelled by one of my on Thursday, sorry. I got yelled by one of my teachers for asking to go to the bathroom. They were like, leave me alone. And this specific teacher was really old, and he does give off like really weird because he has a divorced wife, and he told us about it. And he just calls girls like their name really weird. Like, you can tell when like it's uncomfortable because they look into his eyes like it's like they sold their soul to the devil. Like, that's how weird it is. And you can see like the little like eye movement when they're looking at the teacher. It's just that weird. Anyways, we're watching a movie about it. About like something that we're learning about. And I literally didn't know how to spell American name. And I got yelled at by my teacher, by that same teacher, and was like, Billy, put that, like, give her the paper. And like, literally, he looks like he was about to jump off the table. And I literally constantly told him like, hey, I literally just wanted to ask for the name, and that's it. Like, I understand it's a graded work, but like, please don't jump into conclusions. Like, it's so stupid as a teacher, especially when students look at you as a role model and you're doing that kind of stupid thing. It's just so stupid and so inconsiderate and so ignorant about what? Like, I'm sorry, but it was just shocking that they yelled at me. Like, I was completely speechless by it. But anyways, I will be having a meeting with that teacher because I do want to see like what's going on. If there's a personal thing that happened in their life that, he should probably take a break from school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's teachers who had a situation at home with their family members as an adult, and adults can have, problems like us. And I'd probably bring it to school and like use it on a student. I don't know. But either way, I want to have a meeting with that teacher just so that we can avoid any conflicts in the future, because I feel like if he's holding like a hard grudge over that situation, he's constantly, targeting me, I just won't feel comfortable in his class. And I have had previous past trauma with another teacher of mine's last year, a freshman, who constantly yelled at students also and was completely racist at those students. And I'm not sure if I talked about that on my podcast, but if I did, there you go. Either way, I'm going to have a meeting with this teacher after my break so we can clear up the room and clear up the air, because right now, all it is filling with toxic air that's not able to get rid of. So, sorry there, guys. I got rudely interrupted by Discord calls. Anyways, whatever I was just saying, I had past trauma experience with this specific teacher from last year. So the yelling really just startled me a bit, and it kind of gave me the little chills. And I just want to talk to this teacher, have a nice calm meeting, and hopefully there's no conflict with us in the future, because I really don't like his class anyways. I kind of hate this teacher in general because the way he grades stuff. Like, when he grades stuff, he doesn't give a reason of why this is wrong. Like, I did something really, really hard on it, and he gave me a 29 out of 30 with no reasoning. And I'm like, hello? Like, we want to fix our mistakes. And if you don't tell us what grade it is, how the know, like, what we did wrong? You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Oh, but yeah, anyways, after he yelled at me for, quote unquote, I don't know what he was thinking, but me copying out answers, I don't know. He literally gave me the death glare. Like, at me. Literally, he gave me like the death glare at me. Like, it was that ugly that he gave me that glare. And I'm like, hello? Like, okay, you're obsessed with me, so what? Like, I don't understand this teacher at all. I literally hate him so much because of the way he acted to me. Like, the attitude was so unnecessary, and the way he, like, I'm just wondering, are teachers allowed to yell at students? Like, I feel like they should get fired for that. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, that's just so weird. Like, I'm just wondering, like, I hope that teachers are not allowed to yell, because I feel like that should be against the law. Like, I just really want to know. Let me search it up, actually, to be exact. So I searched this up, and I don't really know the answer still. It's a yes and a no answer, But I did see like what happened when you yell at students, and it says that they would have like anxious, they're fearful, they're worthless, psychological effects on the students. But I think that overall, it says it will ruin their self-esteem and overall emotion well-being. So yeah, yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm kind of just speechless by that teacher, but of course, things come to a good ending, and I hope that I have a great meeting with that teacher and we can somehow resolve conflict because it is really needed. I'm saying that now. Now you might be like, well, it's not just gonna make more conflict with you and this teacher because now he knows that you're snitch on him, stuff like that. Well, I don't really care. Um, as a student, I think that you should be treated with the right respect. And if you didn't do anything wrong and you know that you did something right, okay, and you weren't in the wrong place and the teacher was in the wrong place, then you should be more than ready to report that teacher for being disrespectful and rude, because it's unbelievable how teachers are these days when they think that they have so much power over the students and they're able to yell, give them detentions, give them fake reasonings. Like there's teachers who literally give fake reasonings to students just so that they can get lunch detentions because they hate them so much. It's so crazy in my school. It's so crazy. It's like when the student are fire and the teacher is water, that all the teacher can do is just throw some water at them and boom, they win. That's how powerful they are. It hurts deep down to even say that, because when a student looks at you as a role model, you should feel accomplished and proud that you did such a good job on it. Like you worked hard to be that role model. But when a student talks about you on their podcast, you know that you did a horrible job as being a teacher in general. So overall, thank you guys so much for watching this week's podcast episode. Or thank you guys so much for listening to this week's podcast episode. I hope that everyone drinks some water. And I'll see you guys all next week. I'll see you guys all next week for the next upcoming podcast episode. Make sure to follow all my social medias, which will be linked in the link tree in the description down below. Also, this episode is not sponsored, but also have a happy holiday and have a happy Christmas, happy New Year's if you celebrate it or not. And I'll see you guys all next week or in 2024. See you guys.